Okay, so what if I told you that right now you're the lead architect on a massive, totally invisible construction project? Today, we're diving into this idea that your afterlife isn't something that just happens to you. No, it's something you are actively building yourself, right now.
And that really leads to the central question, doesn't it? In this invisible construction project, every single moment is a choice. So what kind of materials are you using? The thoughts, the feelings, the words, are they creating a paradise? Or are you maybe accidentally building yourself a prison?
So the core concept here is that we're basically creating in three worlds at the same time. Now, we're only consciously aware of this physical world, but our energy is simultaneously shaping realities in two other unseen planes. Every single action, no matter how small, it's like another brick being laid in the foundation of what's coming next.
All right, so if we're building something, what are the blueprints? The source material presents two very, very different paths. Let's kick things off with the first option, the higher path, which leads to a place called the etheric plane.
The etheric plane is described as being, get this, more real than our physical world because it vibrates at a much higher frequency. You can think of it as the ultimate destination for souls who have really mastered their lessons. It's a place of pure order and light, and it's inhabited by these evolved beings they call graduated masters.
So how do you even build in this etheric world? Well, the source uses this absolutely brilliant analogy, a savings account. Every virtuous thought, every kind word, every positive feeling, it's like a deposit. And over time, this energy doesn't just vanish, it compounds, it crystallizes into a beautiful reality that literally has your name on it. But there is another path, and this is where we really need to pay attention. In direct contrast to the high-frequency etheric plane, there's a lower-frequency destination, the astral plane.
Yeah, the source is super direct about what this place is like. It's not some neutral waiting room. It's described as a hellish world and a dark fantasy. It's the destination for souls who, whether they know it or not, build their reality with that lower vibration energy.
And just like how virtuous energy builds that beautiful home in the etheric, well, non-virtuous energy, anger, selfishness, fear, it also piles up. It crystallizes into what the source calls a personal garbage dump or a hoarder's junkyard. The point is you're responsible for what you build, no matter which plane it's on.
So the stakes really couldn't be clearer. On one side, you've got this high-frequency, ordered reality of the etheric plane, populated by wise masters, and on the other, you have the low-frequency, chaotic illusion of the astral plane, which is inhabited by, cunning liars and tempters. We're talking two completely different outcomes, and it's all determined by the choices you're making right now.
Now, the astral world isn't just some bad neighborhood. It's apparently filled with specific deceptive traps that are designed to ensnare the soul. And understanding these illusions is absolutely crucial if you want to avoid them.
I mean, you gotta love this description, because it's just so vivid. An amusement park madhouse sounds fun at first, right? But the exit door vanishes. It's a world built from this swirling sea of selfish dreams, a kind of collective fantasy that feels incredibly real but has zero substance. It's all designed to just distract and mesmerize you. So why would anyone be drawn to this place? Well, the bait is this illusion of total freedom. I mean, imagine a world where you can fly through walls, move things with your mind, and do whatever you desire with no apparent rules or consequences. It's the ultimate selfish fantasy, and that's exactly what makes it such a powerful trap.
And this isn't some short-term vacation we're talking about. A soul can stay hypnotized, trapped in its own little fantasy world for up to 1,000 years.
And there's a specific danger right here in our physical world that can lead you there. The source suggests that things like drugs and alcohol can actually open direct portals to the astral plane, creating what they call a pseudo-oneness, basically a fake sense of expanded awareness inside that corrupt reality.
This is probably one of the most powerful warnings in the source material. Some people deliberately try to go to the astral plane looking for guidance, but the beings there, they're described as intelligent, ruthless, and just cunning liars. Trusting them for spiritual guidance is presented as a catastrophically bad idea. So here's the crucial takeaway. The astral plane is basically a prison, and even just visiting it is a huge risk. You can get stained by that low vibration consciousness, and even worse, you can unknowingly bring back attachments, what the text calls astral vampires that just feed on your energy.
So, if the astral plane is totally off limits, who can we trust for guidance? Well, this brings us back to the higher path and the beings who live there.
The Source identifies the real guides as graduated masters. Think of them as souls who were once students on Earth, just like us. They passed all their tests, mastered their lessons, and now they live in the etheric plane. They have immense energy and wisdom, but here's the key rule: they cannot intervene without our permission.
But their help isn't just automatic. It has to be earned. A soul has to actually merit sponsorship from a master through genuine effort. That means connecting with your conscience, studying their teachings, and most importantly, putting those lessons into practice through real discipline.
And here's the final challenge. Even when you're trying to find the right path, you have to be so discerning. The Source warns that there are tons of false teachings out there, and they're cleverly disguised. They might contain 90% truth, but it's that 10% of expertly woven lies that's designed to lead you astray.
Ultimately, it really all boils down to this one fundamental choice. Are you going to align with the high-vibration wisdom of the graduated masters, or are you going to get entangled with the low-vibration deceptions of the astral plane?
And that brings us right back to the beginning. See, this isn't about some distant, unknowable future. It's about the here and now. The source material basically says you are the architect, and free will is your main tool. So the final question isn't for me to answer, it's for you. If you look at your thoughts, your words, and your actions, what are you building today?